If you've been thinking about starting an epoxy business because you've been seeing people post their profits online, I'm here to tell you, you can make those profits happen for you too. Here's a couple things so you don't get categorized as a handyman. The first thing is never to share your material costs. You get special pricing on material since you're a contractor. If your client went to go buy material from us, they would be paying retail. So a benefit of dealing with you, a professional install company, is the discounts on the material. That is factored in to the quote. You do not share that with them. The quote you send them shows the scope of work, but the material price is factored in, and you always get a 50% deposit. If you do not get a 50% deposit, you had to have had them pay for the material. And once they realize how big the profit margins are, they're gonna have a hard time justifying paying you $10 a square foot in labor. It's the hard truth, but please avoid doing this. Another huge thing is to have a contract and a warranty. The warranty not only looks good to the client and gives them a sense of mind that you're gonna be around for a long time to fix any issues if they do arise, but it also protects you from predatory clients. It states simply what you're willing to warranty and what you're not. Abuse of the floor, you're not gonna cover that, just standard abuse, wear and tear. But if there's an oil spill or something, it's up to you to decide if you're gonna fix or not. That's why a warranty and a contract is a very important thing. It not only shows the client you're professional, but it also covers your ass if something goes wrong. That is also the case for being insured. If you want to get on these big jobs and do 5,000-10,000 square feet, they require a pretty large insurance policy for you to even step on that job. If something happens, for example, like there's been a client that burned down a client's house, spraying T200, hit the pilot light in the basement, the whole house burned down. If he didn't have insurance, his company was bankrupted before it even started. But since he had insurance, he was able to fix a mistake and move on and continue building his company. Another thing that will set you apart is being honest and setting expectations. There are a lot of people that are afraid to tell a client no or tell them the truth. They don't know anything about the coatings that are being installed. It is you, the professional's job, to make sure they understand the limitations and expectations from installing this coating. If you do not do that, you will have a very hard time getting paid at the end of the job because every question they asked, you just said yes. You didn't explain like a metallic floor is gonna have 5 to 10% imperfections. But if you tell them it's gonna be flawless and they see a couple comment marks, they're understandably gonna feel that they shouldn't pay you because you did not set the client's expectations. Another very important thing is to have your own equipment and to be professionally branded. If you pull up in a beat up pickup truck with no company name, no trailer wrap, nothing, they're gonna be a little skeptical and they will go with a more professionally branded company, even for another $1.50 a square foot. It's all about perceived value. I feel much more comfortable when I call a service company out and they're branded, their guys are dressed professionally, they're clean cut, the car isn't damaged. Like, it gives me a lot more peace of mind letting these people do work in my house that I pay a lot of money for. If you show up and you look disheveled, you're driving a beat up car, like, they're not gonna value your work nearly as much as that professionally branded company. Here are a couple things to really consider and figure out before you go and start your epoxy coating business. Yes, the profits are there, but you have to be consistent and you have to do it the right way. In this life, there are no shortcuts.